Hello, viewers. We are back again with yet another brief conversation with one of our esteemed participants who attended our world-renowned brain-based coaching certification program in the midst of the lockdown. She's a very senior leader from a well-known global telecommunication giant and has kindly consented to speak to us. Welcome, Priyanka, to this very brief conversation on brain-based coaching. So how are you doing today?
Good, Somen. So far, so good. Approaching the year end makes me excited that we've gone through one of the most unprecedented years, but again, successfully, I could manage to stay put, stay safe because of my company supporting me during these times, contribute towards the strategy for the year, and also achieve a lot of things that we had planned for in the beginning of the year. So nothing could really perturb us, and the team showed a huge amount of resilience. So I feel excited that we've gone through the worst, and then now, of course, it's the year end. So I'm looking forward to some winter vacation and Christmas celebrations.
Lovely, wonderful. And I think you put it so succinctly. Yes, not to forget that you also kind of managed and juggled between your work pressures and the 6 months long brain-based coaching certification. So that itself is an achievement. I mean, completely agree with you. So my first question to you would be, what have been your key takeaways? Just the top of the mind takeaways from this very intense program that you went through.
So again, I think to me, this was quite insightful as a program. This was after a long time I was going to sit through a classroom to get some more additional learnings. And I've done a lot of other programs which are more leadership oriented, right? But this to me became extremely unique. It gave me skills to experiment and pilot during my both personal life and professional life, right? And some of my key takeaways, so main to your question really is, it did help me break the whole cliche about coaching is about facilitating coaches thinking. It's not about superimposing your thought or your opinions or advices on sort of on top of people's thought process, but really about how you facilitate the coachee, become an enabler. And to me, that became a profound learning, not just theoretically, but also practically. And most importantly, I think it was more about having an appetite to look for potential versus what you believe or what are your assessments. So having a belief in the potential of the coachee was another key takeaway from me when I was going through the program. And again, very important, being conscious about this whole projection bias we might fall into the trap of believing that others have the same priority, thought processes or reactions or attitudes or beliefs that harbors with us, and that became a good ready reckoner to say, no, every individual is unique. Just because plan A worked for me and it was a successful outcome to the problem I was trying to solve or goal I was trying to achieve may not be the same approach for another individual. So a big recognition of that reality was important, right? And something that I've always struggled with is deep listening. So it did become extremely important that I practice that a lot more and start to read between what's said and what's unsaid, right? Looking at the whole feelings part of it, emotions, body languages, and that became an important learning to practice. And again, a lot of these coaching sessions was making it firmer in the whole experience. So I don't know if it answers your question, but it did help me create that level of a safe space for the coachee. Sometimes you might end up intimidating those people, but having that safe space and building trust was a little bit of an outcome I saw from my learnings that I was implementing in my interactions.
Excellent. And no, it does more than answer the question. And I think it certainly appears like an enjoyable experience.
It was.
Tell me a little bit about how did neuroscience excite you?
Again, a lot of things which were not explained, but you could see them in action is how I used to live my life before that. And I remember meeting you in my office one of the days when you recommended a book from David Rock that I should be reading, right? Which I started immediately after we kind of spoke. But again, to answer your specific question, it helped talk about the PFC, the prefrontal cortex, understanding the various parts of the brain that get activated in different situations. It started to appear more like a science versus more of a theory that I was trying to look at from a perception basis earlier. So to me, those were interesting insights and also started to, get me to think a lot more about what will really be the reaction to an action, or how will the thinking process go? How will the brain react to different situations? So I'm still enjoying, still a lot that I'm exploring in that area. I don't think I've even touched the tip of the iceberg, but I've really enjoyed at least starting to be on that journey.
And it is the tip of the iceberg. I mean, truly speaking, because neuroscience is so vast and so exciting. I think we are all learning.
That's true.
So what has really, I mean, post the learning that you have sort of imbibed during this program, what are some of the changes that you've seen in your professional, in your team members, your professional dealings, and your personal lives as well?
Like I said, I think it was good to get a shift in focus. It was good to understand a lot of these things about, when you coach, you're going to be an enabler and not a solution giver, something I would naturally gravitate into in my earlier avatar, right? Because you've seen a lot of those situations, you know what's really perturbing people. And being in human resources, you've had a lot of human interactions to build your own narrative of what will be the solution to a problem. And to me, that has been a good takeaway. And I've tried both professionally to coach a couple of people within my organization and outside. But even personally, I've tried to coach people, and including my daughter, right? It just helped me think through. So this whole exercise, when you start the coaching, to look at bags and then label all the bags that you will take with yourself on the journey, and then doing the primary, the secondary, and the ones that can stay in the box, but not very critical. So those were good conversations to have with people that mattered, both professionally and personally. And I've just enjoyed the thorough experience of getting insights that I would have been oblivious of unless I was trying to apply some of these techniques. So I'm still in the beginning of what I would call as the coaching journey, but these insights are getting me these experiences are getting a lot of insights about people that matter and people that I want to make an impact on. So combination of both, Somen.
Would what would be your advice to people who want to become coaches? And who are, because coaching is now a big buzzword.
It is. That attracted me as well, right? I think I took too long to get into the bandwagon. I should have done that earlier. But frankly, you're always chasing, priorities between work and what you want to invest your time on. But my only advice really will be get onto it. It does make an impact and equip you in profound ways that we can't think about when we are outside the inner circle. The moment we jump onto the bandwagon, the benefits and the takeaways are not only visible, they're also hugely impactful.
Lovely. Great, I think, advice for people who are wanting to become coaches. I just have two short questions for you. One is, this program was 6 months long, intense, and it was virtual. In fact, we were having butterflies, when we realized that after the lockdown that we had to go completely virtual, although we were blended. How was the virtual experience for you?
So again, maybe I'm a little bit of an exception, but I've always had large teams sitting all across the globe, right? So I've led in virtual setups, I've delivered in virtual setups. So virtual, to me, has been the reality I've lived my professional life in, Somen. But coming back to learning, if this was not going to be virtual, I wouldn't even probably go through this program with so much of commitment. Zero absenteeism in the class, full participation without distractions. All this was only possible because I could do it virtually from wherever I was. Thankfully, in this 6 months, I was only at home. So it became a lot more easier than ever before. But to me, there was not even an iota of doubt that, the experience we got and the interaction we had and the practices and the takeaways on the concepts was almost meeting, my exceeding expectations. Not even meeting, it was exceeding my expectations. And I would say it was absolutely hitch-free, and people should go for it even in the virtual setup. It's much more easy for working professionals, where getting into a car to get to a class could always be a challenge. So this was as effective and practical as possible.
Great. I'm so glad to hear that. So glad to hear that you had a great experience. So Priyanka, that's all I had to sort of have this brief conversation today. Thank you again for having joined us, and wish you a great coaching career ahead.
Thank you. I'm still at it, trying to get some more coaches, but hopefully I'll get through
Thank
my
you
100
so much.
hours of coaching. Thank you, Somen.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.